All right, I think now we've got it. Hey guys, Dr. Ben here, F8 Well Centers. Let's talk about any questions that you have. Let's talk about health. Let's talk about prevention, immune system, thyroid, anything that you've got going on that you're concerned about, that you don't know what to do. Ask those questions down below. This is your time to reach out, your time to get those questions asked. Even if you're watching this later and it's recorded, go ahead and pop it down below. We keep an eye on this page all the time. So just let us know what you're looking for, what help you need, and then even if there's other videos. So check out our YouTube channel. We've got over 550 videos. Hey, Lori in Wisconsin. And on that, Lori, thanks for telling us where you watch from. Pop down everybody else where you're watching from. I'll give you a shout out. Love to see you guys all over the world. But check out our YouTube channel. Brittany's going to put that down below as well. And subscribe to that. Over 550 videos on there, all different topics. Every single one of our live videos on Facebook goes to YouTube. And actually, we're YouTube live now as well. So, all right, hey, we already got a question. Let's jump in. This is Lori. What causes excessive phlegm in the throat? So phlegm, mucus production in the body. First thing you want to think about is food. So think about, is there some type of food issue? This could be gluten and dairy are two mucus producing foods. So sometimes it's that simple. You just take out gluten and dairy and the phlegm in your throat goes away. It could be chronic sinus infection. You could have drainage coming down there. You could be living in a moldy house. All types of different things. Let's start with the food side. So again, anybody on Facebook, hit that little bell up in the top corner. It will tell you when we go live. We go live multiple times throughout the week, all types of different topics. And also check out that YouTube channel. Everybody subscribe to that. Search it. Autoimmune, Hashimoto's, gut, leaky gut, malabsorption stuff. We talk about immune system, all types of different things. Check that out on there. All right. We've got Kelly and Aurora. Welcome. We're going to be opening up Highlands Ranch in February. We're excited there. Lou Ann in Texas. Barb, great to see you in Nebraska. Joe in Illinois. Nancy, good to see you as well. Carolyn in Washington. So again, guys, we work with patients in our Fort Collins and soon to be Highlands Ranch, so our Colorado offices. We have Tennessee offices. But here's the thing, we work with patients remotely all over the country, all over the world. So if you are having any issues, if you've got questions that can't be answered on these lives, that can't be answered looking at your podcast or any website or whatever, let us know and we can actually drop ship blood work to you anywhere in the country and help you through that process. Hello, Mary Ann, Germany, great to see you. What is a good glucose range fasting and post-eating? Here's a great question. Check out my book, Blood Sugar Doesn't Lie. Brittany will pop that down below on the Amazon link there. So blood sugar range. And this is based off of years of tracking patients, finger prick, continuous glucose monitor. Check out our video we did earlier this week where we put one on Dr. Jake. That was fun. And that was on the live. You can see how that actually goes. 85 to 110 is where you want that glucose to be. So it needs to be in that range, whether you're fasting, whether you've eaten, whether it's morning or night or sleep or anything at all, you need to be looking in there. All right, Patricia, good to see you in Montana. Patricia, one of our longtime, most watched people out there. Been having some dizziness lately. Comes and goes. Could it be COVID? So some people post-COVID will be having this dizziness, having some of these issues, and it could be that it created some inflammation because neurologically, that's what's happening when people lose their sense of smell, their sense of taste. So it could be also check that the crystals in your ears. You may need somebody to do the Epley maneuver, especially if it's lying down or sitting up. You may need to do that Epley maneuver. Patricia, great to hear from you. This is Heather. What feels like an adrenaline rush through body in mornings accompanied by severe brain fog? So It really could be an adrenaline rush. So if this is first thing when you wake up in the morning, that tells us something. If it's after breakfast or mid-morning, that tells us something as well. But most of the time, if it's this adrenaline rush and it's just kind of out of the blue, it's usually that blood sugar has dipped. Remember, we talk about this all the time. Blood sugar, when it goes down, the adrenals get stimulated. They tell the liver to kick out immediate stores of glucose, and then you've got this adrenaline flowing through you. So the number one stressor to the adrenal glands is blood sugar swings, especially those dips. So that could definitely contribute to it. Some people, they'll get sweaty, they'll get random anxiety. If this is happening in the middle of the night, it's almost always a blood sugar thing as well. So that adrenaline kicks in because the blood sugar goes too low, and then people are sitting there and their mind's racing. Some women lay out towels. Give me a thumbs up if you wake up sweating ever in the middle of the night. That is a very, very common thing that happens, and a lot of times that's a blood sugar thing. So keep that blood sugar as steady as possible. If you're not tracking your blood sugar, you absolutely need to get on that bandwagon. It is crucial. So great question, Heather. Thank you. Rhonda, are you seeing increase in people with mast cell histamine issues? Do you find it's gut health or exposures like mold or Lyme detox issues? Rhonda, that is a great question. A lot of people are probably thinking, what in the world is mast cell or histamine issues? And so, yes, the answer is yes and yes. We are seeing mast cell histamine issues increasing. People that have tried a leaky gut diet, they've been off food allergens, they've modified dietary intakes, done detoxes, all types of different things, and yet they're still having issues. They go on a low histamine diet, go on any of the mast cell diets out there, and they do better. But what we see is that it's not the fix. People are like, oh good, I went on a low histamine diet long enough and now I'm better. That doesn't happen. But what does happen is, if you do that, but you also fix your gut health, and you fix it if you have mold sensitivities and get out of there, or fix the house, you then kill off Lyme and you fix your body that way, or you help your detox pathways. All of those things are going to be really helpful. So just like anything that you're looking at, yes, sometimes dietary modification, sometimes taking those foods out can be helpful, but ultimately you've got to fix the underlying cause. So great question there, Rhonda. Gina, great to see you. An apple a day keeps the doctor away, but New York needs a big apple. Yeah, unfortunately, New York is its whole level of crazy now, isn't it? Carolyn, I tried to call your number, but could not get anyone to answer. Carolyn, did you leave a message? Our staff is busy all the time. Alicia, if you pressed 1 to speak to Alicia, our new patient coordinator, she is on the phone 24/7. She's on nonstop. As soon as somebody hangs up, she's returning another call. So if you did not leave a message, let us know. Otherwise, just direct message us or leave that down below, and we can put that in, and she will call you today. So sorry that you did not get through, but definitely leave a message. So if anybody calls, our new patient coordinators, they are on the phone all day long, so they have a hard time answering those calls when you call, so just leave that message. How can I order a continuous glucose monitor? How to order the labs? I live in Missouri. So great question, Lori. So this is, Brittany will send you a message down below. Yeah, go ahead and contact us. We'll have one of our new patient coordinators reach out to you, contact you about what that process looks like. So it doesn't matter if it's Missouri or New York or California or everything in between. We work with patients all over, and so what happens is we get your contact. We drop ship it's a box that comes to your door, and you either go to your local lab or you contact a mobile phlebotomist and get that blood drawn, put it in the box. They freeze it, put a freezer bag on there, send it out, FedEx, overnight it to the lab, to Vibrant, and within a week we'll have those results back. We sit down with you. One of our FA doctors will review those blood results with you and let you know what is going on, if we think we can help, if a continuous glucose monitor would be appropriate, and then from there we go through step by step with you to get your health results like you want them to be. So great question, Lori. Thank you. Thanks for jumping on in Missouri. My parents are down in Mountain Home right now for the winter. they're missing this snow that we're getting here in Colorado. Are there any cons to doing a bad gut bacteria kill-off? Side effects should you continue to take probiotics during? Alicia, great question. So any cons, potentially if you do it too hard, it could be almost like taking antibiotics, and it could create some yeast overgrowth, could be too much kill off and even kill off some good things. So you want to do it in a conscious, thought-provoking way where you're actually looking at it from that perspective. Okay, what do I need to kill off? When do I need to bring it back in? How long do I do these? So there needs to be an order to your madness. That's what we do with patients. We'll kill off, bring it back in, kill off. So most of the time, I don't recommend taking probiotics during. You're not going to be building that up very well while you're doing that. So we'll kill off and then we'll build it back up as well. Hope that helps. Let's keep going. What's the reliable testing for leaky gut? Marianne, great question. Unfortunately, there's no perfect leaky gut test. There's stool tests that you can do. There's blood tests that you can do. But unfortunately, none of those are 100% accurate. Just like H. pylori, there's no perfect test in there. SIBO, no perfect test in there. So what we're looking at, one of the first markers you want to look for is eosinophils. And if your eosinophil percentage is over 2%, good chance you've got some leaky gut. You want to, and that's in the CBC, you want to look for ferritin. If you have low ferritin, low cholesterol, really good indication that you're not absorbing. You probably have some malabsorption, leaky gut as well. So go off of symptoms, food sensitivities, you react to a lot of things. You've got autoimmune condition, so if somebody asked us a couple weeks ago, does everybody have leaky gut? I go, well, no, not everybody. And then I thought for a second and said, well, actually autoimmune patients, probably 99% of autoimmune patients have leaky gut. So if you have autoimmune, you need to be working on your leaky gut. Great question. What do you recommend for my COVID long haul symptoms, mainly unable to digest food and radical heart rate, diagnosed with COVID-induced POTS? Yeah, absolutely. So we've got a patient right now. Check out, we've got a Google review that she just put up that she's been dealing with POTS. Way better. She can live life now. She's not perfect yet, still working through the process. But before it was like couldn't even function. Now she's doing way better. So yes, the gut is a big part of that. We've just got to start working through those systems. The gastro doc said my GI issues are due to damage to my autonomic nervous system. There's nothing they can really do. There probably isn't anything they can do, but is there things we can do? Absolutely. If you live by one of our offices, get a brain map done. Neurofeedback can help with that. Calm down that sympathetic dominant state. Your adrenals need to be repaired. That's going to cause this imbalance in the blood pressure. So everybody that's watching POTS is where you stand up quick and you get dizzy, or your heart will just start racing because that blood pressure gets so low, and the heart's like, crap, we got to get that heartbeat going. So a lot of imbalances, but we're seeing this absolutely post-shot, post-infection, all types of different things. It's pretty amazing the damage that we're seeing with this. We don't know what they did to that virus in the lab in Wuhan there, but this is not a normal virus. This is not just a coronavirus that we're seeing here. Definitely something has gone wrong. So if you need more help with that, reach out. We'd love to help you with that. We've got great results. I'm getting over COVID, and it's brought on morning and nighttime gloominess and anxiety. What foods can I eat to help? I'm sensitive to most supplements, so I have to use foods and veggies and fruits. So one of the big things that I would look at is your blood sugar. We just had an email come out a couple weeks ago about the blood sugar imbalances that people are seeing post-COVID. If you're not on our email list, pop that down below or send us a direct message. We just sent another one out today. So hopefully everybody check your junk mail, check your email, and that will be in there if we have your email address. If not, let us know. But here's one of the things. You've got to start, Angela, looking at your blood sugar. That's probably one of the first places to go. Remember, remember, every time that blood sugar dips, we can get this random anxiety. If it goes high, you can feel depression, gloominess. You've got to stabilize that blood sugar. The good part with blood sugar is that there's no supplement that's going to fix that, but the food is the only place that you can actually truly change that process. So that's a big part of it. Could be some inflammation going on as well. So get your blood test done. If you have not had a complete blood panel recently, get it done. Get all those markers tested. If you need help with that, let us know. Lou Ann, is high cholesterol associated with high blood glucose? Great question. Check out my book. We've got a chapter in there on that. Absolutely, high cholesterol. That's the first thing I see, especially even high triglycerides. If your triglycerides are up and your cholesterol's up, 9 times out of 10, that is a blood sugar issue. That blood sugar is going up too high. Not just too low, but it's too high. It may be high and low. Your average may be perfect, but you're definitely having some swings, especially going high. So absolutely, do not just go on red yeast rice extract or cholesterol medication, anything like that. Get your blood sugar perfect, and then you might think about taking something for that blood, that high cholesterol. But think about this. If you are on cholesterol medication, you need to be taking CoQ10. Brittany, go ahead and pop a link down for that CoQ10 that we love on the f8wellstore.com. If you are taking cholesterol medication, you are depleting, or a loved one, you are depleting your CoQ10, which has a lot of heart protective benefits to it. So not only are you getting your cholesterol down, but you're also causing more damage to your heart, which is definitely not what we want anyways. And Lisa, I'm getting over COVID. Good job. And my doc prescribed prednisone. Should I be nervous to take it? My anxiety is going nuts. So the question is, why are you taking prednisone? What symptoms are you still having? And so that's the biggest one. If it's like a breathing issue, if you can't breathe, if you're having to be on oxygen, inhalers, things like that, okay, you kind of got to do what you got to do. But I really want to know why you're getting prescribed prednisone in the first place. Prednisone, should you be nervous to take it? It's a legit drug. You better have a serious reason to take it because it can definitely stress out the adrenals. But if it is a major breathing issue, then you might there. What type of information do your neuro scans provide? And awesome to see you. So we do what's called a quantitative EEG. So it's just like an EKG of the heart. We call it a brain map. And that EKG of the heart, you're looking at the electrical activity. Same thing in the brain, EEG of the brain. This quantitative EEG, we're looking at the electrical activity of the brain. We can find anxiety, depression, rumination, insomnia, Asperger's, Alzheimer's, ADD, autism, all types of different things. If somebody's got rumination, if they can't shut it down, all these things. So that's one of the great parts. That's the information that we get from that brain map. But then from there, we're able to actually see, do we need to do neurofeedback? Neurofeedback is where we train those brainwave patterns. We don't force it. We teach the brain to do something different. Then that's how we're able to get people's anxiety down. We get them sleeping better. That insomnia goes away. We get the ADD. Amazing miracles happen on the ADD side. All types of different things. So great question there. It is a crucial piece. Every new office that we open up has neurofeedback in the office, has a brain map in the office. It's a very important part. Unfortunately, if you're in small town Western Pennsylvania and you're not close to any place, well, we're not going to be able to do the brain map, and yet we're still going to be able to get you that blood work. We can drop ship that. We can do that, everything else remote besides the brain work. But even if you live within 3, 5, 7, 8, 10 hours from any of the offices, or you're going to be in Colorado, or you're going to be in Nashville, pop in, get a brain map done, and we can actually do neurofeedback at home and get just as good results. We can get people there to be able to relax and sleep and all types of different things. So Yeah, Carolyn, you didn't leave a message, but I will try again and leave a message. Yeah, do that, or just put your name and number down below, or direct message us, and Brittany can get that over. What is your suggestion on beginning to work on leaky gut? Well, just like anything in the digestive tract, you've got to work from north to south. So you don't just go in and say, I'm going to take some glutamine, I'm going to take some probiotics and fix my leaky gut. Remember, mouth, esophagus, stomach, small intestine, large intestine, we work our way down. So you don't just jump to the small intestine. You've got to evaluate, is somebody chewing enough? Is somebody eating the right combinations of food? Do they have enough stomach acid? Are they producing enough bile? Do they still have their gallbladder? If you don't have your gallbladder, you're not probably releasing that bile at the right time. What else is going on through there that could be contributing to maldigestion by the time it gets to that leaky gut? So my first suggestion to begin with is to start from north to south. How many times are you chewing your food? Are you doing it 30 times per bite? Are you eating in a relaxed environment? Are you not drinking fluids with your meals? Do you have enough stomach acid? Do you get fullness, indigestion? Does food sit there for a long time? Do you not like the taste of meat anymore? Any of those things, you need to work top down. So that's the beginning of where we need to go. All right, Amanda, great to see you. Can pandas be healed through functional medicine? Does it ever go away? So pandas, we see this with a lot of kids, neurologic based, but there's a metabolic component. So what I can tell you is it's going to take time, but and to be healed, is a whole other story. Some autistic or Asperger kids that we work with, they may never be 100% functioning out, engineer, whatever. And yet, like, we've got an Asperger's kid right now. He's in his late teens, and he's doing amazing. He didn't even talk when he first came in. Now he'll talk, he'll smile, he'll interact. He's doing better at school, all types of different things. So can it be healed? That's an individual thing, but can it get way, way better? Absolutely. Looking at the metabolic state, at the inflammation, looking at the brain side. If you're close to one of our offices, come get a brain map done. That would be one of the first places I would go, is to get that brain map and see if neurofeedback's an option, along with working on the gut and all of these other things. But yeah, it's going to be a comprehensive approach, and it's going to take time, and it could be 6 to 12 months. But this is something that it's worth it, especially if it's one of your kiddos. I have COVID, can't stop coughing. Any suggestions? If sometimes if it's bad enough, you've got to go down that route of some type of inhaler, some type of medication to calm it down. There may not be any herbs that are going to calm down that cough enough. But the problem is that if it's really bad coughing, there's consequences down the road. So even if you have to do something short term, you've got to do what you got to do and pick up the pieces. Because I've seen people's diaphragm get out of balance. I've seen their lungs get really irritated. A lot of things can happen. So unfortunately, there's no great natural thing for the cough suppression. I would think about nebulizing. Look into some of the videos we've done on nebulizing, or you could Google that as well. So Angela's always been normal. I'm waiting on new blood sugar results along with thyroid and other blood tests. So here's the thing with normal, and this is a great point that you're bringing up, is that blood tests, just because it's in their normal range doesn't mean you're healthy. And if you're just looking at a fasting glucose or even an A1C, that tells us almost nothing. If it's in the good range, it doesn't tell us anything. If it's out of the range, it tells us something. But if it's in good range, it just says at that moment in time, you were fine. Or over the last 3 months, your average was okay. But you may be spiking, you may be dropping, and yet your average is still perfect. You need a non-fasting insulin, non-fasting glucose. You need to check ferritin, triglycerides, GGT. Check out our videos. Brittany, go ahead and give Angela that link to YouTube channel. Check out our top blood work markers that people are not getting, and most of those are blood sugar related. All right. you know what? I am going to have to jump. So keep these questions coming. I know there's still more for me to get through, so I didn't do that. I will get on those. But here's the deal, guys. As you're thinking about these, as you're listening to these questions, first thing you want to think about is why. Why is this body having this problem? Why is it going haywire? And what can you do to help that get better? So hope this gives you some inspiration. Hope this gives you some ideas on what you can do, not just for yourself, but loved ones. If you need more support on that, we can work with anybody all over the country, even up in Canada. So drop us a line if you need more support. And if you haven't had blood work lately, let us know. We can get that drop shipped straight to your door. So love having you guys on. Send me any more questions at all, and we will keep this going. Take care, guys.